Hello everyone and welcome to Laura May Talks. I'm here today with my sister Fiona and we've chosen to talk about some beautiful song lyrics, a song by Josh Groban called Granted. I'm sure many of you will resonate with the lyrics that we're talking about today, and we just want to share a little bit of our perspective and the meaning it has for us. And I'm sure that you'll have your own perspectives that you'd like to share at a later date, or maybe just keep to yourself. And just to tell you a little bit more about myself as we're starting off. So I've actually got a very creative background myself. I'm a singer and I sometimes record music a bit here and there. And I love lots of different creative things as well, a bit of arts and things like that. I also work in mental health and have some training background in that area with a diploma of counselling. I've been in the lived experience field as well, and just really look forward to talking about all sorts of things in this podcast. Fiona, would you like to share a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I am in the nutrition slash counselling business, and so I've been doing those sorts of things for a very long time now. And I love to sing. Nobody loves hearing me sing, so I don't have any of that art talent that other people in my family have, like Laura. But I've always been a really, really big music lover. So I've probably been to thousands of concerts in my life and have strong opinions about music and songs and lyrics and things like that. And I'm one of those people that just loves, sort of pouring over lyrics.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Fiona. So today I would like to start maybe just by giving a little overview of the chorus of this beautiful song that we've selected to talk about today. So many of you may already know this song by Josh Groban, and it's actually written by a few other people. If you would like to look a bit more about this song, it's songwriters Bernie Herms, Josh Groban and Tony Gabb. A beautiful song that we'll introduce to you today. So the premise of this song is kind of talking about the dreams that people have and embracing life and not taking anything for granted, which I think is something that many of us can really resonate with. So the chorus here is, if you have a dream, go chase it. If you feel hope, don't waste it. If you find love, embrace it, and never take a single breath for granted. The story's yours, go write it. Tomorrow's undecided. Our days are counted on this planet. Never take a single breath for granted. Beautiful lyrics.
Yes, definitely.
What would you like to add to that, Fiona?
Yeah, I'm just, excuse me for not looking at the camera. I'm just looking at the words at the moment. Really, I mean, it says it all anyway, doesn't it? It's essentially it's grab life, and you know, as far as we know, we only get one chance at it. None of us know when that last day is, and you've just got to embrace it and grab it and go for it. Is pretty much what it's saying. It's like we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So whatever you have the opportunity to do in this life, or be part of in this life, do it now. We can't put it all off till later, because there's no guarantee of any later.
That's right. Yeah. It's such a big topic that we all have to face in life, the limited nature of being human, but also that sometimes we can push beyond limits if we choose to. And I think that's what this song really resonates with me, because it kind of encourages you to go beyond those limits and explore your life, and not to just let life slip you by. And I think that's kind of the message I'm getting as I read through those lyrics. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, for all of us, I think we all have a lot of fears and a lot of all sorts of issues, darling, that we that we all have. And if you're too
Yeah.
young, it's absolutely fabulous. I think that's where that was from, wasn't it? I think it was, yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
uh,
Yeah.
which is popular, in the '90s, I think. So it's, for anyone who's younger than a certain age, you just won't know what I'm talking about. But, really, so many of us, we waste so much time because we're just trying to we're afraid, and we're afraid to take chances, and we're afraid of what people are gonna think of us and all of that, and essentially, if we waste too much time on that stuff, that we can miss
Mm.
out on life.
Absolutely, yeah, and the fears that you're talking about, it's so true. The things that hold us back in life, whether it be something that we've created in our own minds or something that we've learnt from other people growing up or in our life today, it could be something that's come later in life. You never know. Things that hold us back can come at any time, and it's very important to review where we're at in life, I think, and this kind of like encourages you to really go chase it. It talks about not wasting anything, and tomorrow it's unwritten, undecided, it says here, which yeah, it's just a message I'm sure so many people are going to resonate with today, Fiona, and
Yeah,
whenever they're
and that
listening to this, of
undecided
course.
thing,
Yeah.
sorry,
Mm.
the undecided thing is also, I think, an invitation, right?
Yes.
So if you do something different today, then tomorrow might be different, you know? So it's not just undecided, as in we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how long we're going to be here. Could be our last day, all of that. It could be that kind of thing. But it could also be, well, it's undecided because the actions you take today affect tomorrow.
Mm.
So if you did
Mm.
something different to how you did it yesterday, then maybe tomorrow is going to look different, you know? So it's also, it's, it's a warning, but it's also an invitation, I think.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, it definitely has that invitation as well, which is a beautiful thing. I think. I mean, listening to the song personally, I've also heard the hope that is coming in the way Josh sings this song, and it's kind of trying to, I think, instill that sense of like promise of
Yes.
tomorrow if you just embrace that promise
Yes.
and don't let it slip you by. And I just, yeah, I just can't believe how beautiful these lyrics are. Every time I read it, it just always resonates. It's a special song,
Mm.
and I think I'll leave it there with in regards to that particular chorus.
Mm.
Is there something else in this song, Fiona, that has really spoken to you, or
Yeah, so I think it's in the first section of the song where where he talks about, have you ever felt it could all go away if you blink, if you never stop running, you won't fall behind, so you think, and then you wonder in your heart, if you're still not who you are, who are you? Nothing's as it seems till it falls apart. And that to me is kind of that thing where we're all kind of running in life, kind of just running and trying to keep up and trying to, pay the bills and just do the mouse wheel kind of thing. We're kind of running in that way. But also when he says, if you wonder, if you're still not who you are, who are you? Nothing's as it seems till it falls apart. Well, I kind of see that a few different ways, but I sort of think, well, if first of all, I'd say that sometimes things do need to fall apart because you can't sort of fix it. If it's not built the right way, it needs to fall apart, start again. It needs to sort of restart, so it's like a rebirth, regrowth thing. And the falling apart bit, a few different things happen in the falling apart bit. I think that you get the experience. First of all, you get to start again. Secondly, you get that sort of experience, of life experience, where you have, that growth, where you end up getting maturity and strength, and start to be more ready to step into your power. And also, when it falls apart, you get to see everything and everyone for what it is. So the falling apart sometimes, like the masks come off, and you start seeing things for what they are rather than, well, maybe what you thought they were. So it's an opportunity to reassess life. That's the way I see um, that first verse. What about you?
That's a really beautiful way of looking at that first verse. Thank you for sharing it, Fiona. I feel like I can definitely resonate with some of the things you've said about it. And I think another part of the song that I've really appreciated over time, I'm just trying to scroll down to it, and it kind of talks a little bit about what you've kind of just covered, but it goes on a little bit further. And he says here, sometimes the greatest moment we'll ever know, or I think it's moment or moments, I'm not sure if this lyric is correct, are when we're letting go. So let go. And maybe our brightest days still wait for us in the unknown. So it's kind of reflecting on what he's already said, but also just like reinforcing that need to let go and embrace that unknown. And I think that's very powerful and a beautiful thing that makes me feel like as I'm listening to it, particularly that sensation of that real joy of letting go and not feeling the weight or the heaviness that we hold in ourselves sometimes when we don't let ourselves do that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. 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 I to sort of go further with that, the letting go to me, there's a lot of aspects of it, but throughout my life, I would say that can we pause please for a moment? Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. And we're back.
Sorry about
Continue with
that. I
us,
wanted to
Fiona.
spare you from my coughing fit. So I got Laura to hit pause. What I was talking about there is where he talks about letting go. And it's something that I've learned a lot about in life is I feel like there's two different parts to life. When you're younger and you're building things up and you're creating a life for yourself and building a home, maybe buying a home, furnishing it, whatever. But we do a lot of collecting, whether it's collecting of friends, collecting of staff, just collecting, like just gathering and collecting and whatever, and trying to have enough or whatever it is that we're trying to do. And when we get older, a lot of that starts to weigh us down, whether it be the people or whether it be the staff or whether it be the choice in jobs or whatever it is. But a lot of the stuff we've spent our life gathering suddenly doesn't serve us in the way that we expected it to, or it may have served us when we were younger, but it doesn't serve us as well now. So for me, I think a lot of growing older actually does involve letting go a lot. And further to that, there's a few things. So I think a lot of, well, anything in life, even just so, okay, so you would know this being a singer. If you are hanging on to everything and every worry and everything while you're trying to sing, it's going to be crap, right? So you would know as a singer that you need to learn how to let go of a lot of stuff to be able to perform. You need to let go of what's everyone going to think of me? If is everyone going to laugh at me? What are they going to say? Because you can't perform, you'd be crippled with fear, right? So a lot of life is learning how to just let go of all that crap so that you can perform or do whatever it is you need to do. So a lot of life is kind of like, yep, there's an issue, but letting go. Is that, to give me your feedback about that in regards to the singing?
Yeah, absolutely. Now that you mention it, I mean, I think, and I'll also add here that every time I do sing, there is still fear. Fear doesn't go away, but I guess the choice is whether you, even as Josh says, do you embrace it? Do you chase it? What do you do? I choose to let go of that fear in the moment. Like I'm still with it, but I'm also letting go of it a bit at a time as I'm singing. And
Yes.
that really helps me to get in touch with myself and not to hold on to everything at once and to do something special. Like you can't really do those things and have those moments unless you let go or embrace this situation that you're now facing. And that's same with anything in life, really.
Yes.
Yeah. What would you say about that?
Yeah, yeah, I would agree. And, if you think of a lot of the great, performers or singers that we love, they are people who take big risks, right? They take big risks, and that's why we love them. And so they've had to let go and sort of say, "No, this will work. Oh, it'll be okay. It'll," and maybe it did work, but maybe it didn't work for a long time as well. So they just had to keep on going and to, keep on keeping on. Even I just recently watched, John Farnham's story, and he had a sort of bit of time, and he was quite famous very young, and then he had a few years where he was playing to 6 people in a club, in a shopping centre, and then he became huge, right? And so he had that sort of time in the middle, but he just had to, keep that belief and let go of all of those fears. And so a lot of life does, really just relate to that kind of letting go.
Absolutely. And yeah, I really, not that that's the song we're on today, but I do love John Farnham as well. And we may end up talking about his songs down the track too, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah.
But yes, as you say, any artist, that's something really important that you do have to do to put yourself out there, to embrace life and to share yourself and your story, however much of it you're willing to share, of course. But it's a vulnerable part of you to go out there and to sing, just like anything that we do, where we put ourselves center stage in life, in front of however many people, a couple,
Yes.
thousands, who knows, a very vulnerable place to be in, but a very important one, I think. Yeah.
And it can translate to really all things in life, whether it's going for that job or going to do that course or going to do that thing or whatever it is. It's just that, that fear of what will happen, you know, will I be enough? Will I be good enough? Whatever it is. But I suppose a better question is what will happen if you don't? So
Yeah.
if you don't, your life will stay the same. If you do, you might learn something, you might achieve something. Even if you don't win, you still learn something. So, it's like,
Yes.
well,
Yeah.
so the question is what's the worst thing that could happen? And if you don't do it, what's the worst thing that could happen? And I suppose it comes back to the chorus in this song. Well, the worst thing that can happen is you get to your last day and you were never willing to let go and try something and
Yeah.
do something outside of your comfort zone.
Absolutely. And I think the final thing, because we are getting close to the end of our time just for today, the final thing I'd really like to add to what you've just said, you mentioned winning. And I think it's really important that we always are aware that trying is necessary, and winning may not always look the way we want it to.
Mm.
But I feel like it's important to note that winning can be just trying for some
Yeah.
people, and that's so important.
Yeah, having a
So very
go
important.
is winning to start with,
It
because
is. It
having a
is.
go as
Yeah.
opposed to not having a go, having a go is winning. And
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
if it goes really, really well, then there might be more, where that came from, but
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
just having a
Of course,
go
that's
is
great,
winning.
but
And
yeah,
also when
it's
we
important to.
expand our comfort zone, like when we expand our comfort zone in one little area of our life, the whole comfort zone expands. So that's winning as well. So having a go is winning. And sorry, I just spoke over you. I'll let you.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I was just going to add, it's important to acknowledge that the small wins are wins as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Well,
Every single
everyone,
one, the
it,
comfort zone gets a bit bigger and it's worthwhile.
yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Fiona, for joining me today. And thank you, everyone, for listening in on our first little episode together. I'm sure we'll get even more interesting with our ways of exploring the topics as we go along. It's just something new we decided to give a go, and really hope that you enjoyed our first episode and look forward to talking more. And we'll listen. Please come and listen in next time with us. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for listening in today, and I hope you enjoyed our first topic of our podcast, and look forward to introducing some more topics either on my own with Fiona and possibly with Carol, my sister, and maybe other people down the track. Over to you, Fiona.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.